Hey guys, it's me, Pokemon. I'm back, and today I want to talk to you guys a bit about the Psylocke campaign. It's been out for a couple of days, and I want to help you guys figure out what team to use in this campaign in order to get as far as you possibly can. And so for those of you that don't know, this campaign utilizes characters with the martial artist tag, and I'm going to go through the martial artist characters and tell you who I think you should put on your team and who I don't think you should put on your team. First off is Daredevil. I think he's a must for every team. I'd be surprised if a lot of people don't have Daredevil built up highly. The Defenders team are really great, one of the best teams for new players to start out with. So a lot of people already have Daredevil high up, and he's a good character. Bonus damage against villains. He works with other defenders, and he just has really great damage all by himself. So overall, I think Daredevil's just a great starting character for the team. And it's sort of working with Daredevil is Iron Fist. Now, Iron Fist isn't as great because you're not going to be having a full team of defenders, and his healing really only works with a team full of defender allies. So, you know, his healing isn't going to be that great in this campaign, but at least he can sustain both him and Daredevil. Then with his ultimate, he can deal a lot of damage, and he's just overall, he supports Daredevil, and he's not a bad character. And just like Daredevil, where you'll likely have Iron Fist pretty high up because you've been building the Defenders team. Third pick, I really like Mordo. I think he's a pretty great character. He does a lot to slow down the enemy team, to give your team a little more time to do what they need to do. He can stun people, he can blind people, he can heal block. Plus, he has a little bit of healing in his passive. Overall, I think Mordo is a really solid character. I think he does a lot to help out the team, and I think he's a great character to put on your team. Fourth pick, I like Elektra. Now, not everyone's going to like Elektra as much as I do, but I think she provides some nice stuff for the team, especially with her special skill, Into Shadow. She can actually clear 2 positive effects from whoever she attacks with that, so that's really great, especially some of the enemies have taunts. You know, Psylocke, who you're going to have as an ally throughout the whole campaign, can remove positive effects, but say Psylocke's skill is down, you still have Elektra, so that way you can get the characters you need to attack, and you don't have to worry about trying to attack the tanks. So I think she's just a nice character to have in the team. Plus, her ultimate Vital Strike does a lot of damage, so that can help out a lot, and plus she'll synergize with a hand ally, which is going to be filling the 5th slot of the team. So after you put those 4 characters on your team, Daredevil, Iron Fist, Mordo, Elektra, that leaves all these hand people to put on your team. Now, of course, if you got Psylocke, say you've played the campaign a bit and you've unlocked Psylocke and you powered her up, you know, Psylocke's not a bad character to bring in, but I'm going to assume you guys do not have Psylocke when we're going through this campaign. Hand Archer, Hand Assassin, Hand Blade Master, Hand Sentry, Hand Sorceress, and Nobu. Archer, he's nice. He can clear 1 positive effect off of each enemy with his special skill, but I don't think that's enough utility, or it's worth putting him over some of the other characters in this set. I think there's a lot of other characters that can provide more utility. Hand Assassin, same idea as Archer. That's nice that she can apply heal block and she does some good damage, but nothing really that great. Hand Blade Master, Daredevil's already doing what he's doing with a lot of great damage. Hand Blade Master's damage is not that great where you'd actually want to put him onto the team. Hand Sentry, an appealing character right here. He is a tank. He has a really awesome special skill. He'll apply stealth to all allies except self for 2 turns, and then he applies evade to 4 allies and then gain deflect. So that's a really great special skill right there. He does a very good job of tanking, especially because it works differently than taunts, so you can't get the taunt removed. He actually sort of puts his whole team in invisibility, and he's the only one left, so everyone is forced to attack him. He doesn't like put a special effect on himself to make people attack him. He puts special effects on his allies, so that makes it hard for the enemies to clear them unless they have something like a Hand Archer on their team that can clear all of the enemies' positive effects. So he's a pretty great tank. He's not the one I'm using, but he is a solid character to put on your team. The reason why I'm not using Hand Sentry is mine's high. He's like 17,000, 18,000 power, but the problem is when he uses Smoke Bomb and then all the enemies attack him, he's not strong enough to take all those hits from the enemy team, so then he ends up dying, and then I get 2 stars or 1 stars on the mission, and then I can't auto clear, which that's sort of the goal in this. Hand Sorceress, another pretty good character. It's really nice that she apply defense up to all allies, and she'll heal all allies for 4,200 health plus 15% of her max health. So again, not a bad pick, especially if you need that healing, but I'm not using Hand Sorceress. Mine's not really built up that high, and I think it's nice that she heals, but I don't think it's nice enough that you want to put her on the team. The character that I'm using for the 5th slot in my team is Nobu. I like Nobu a lot. I know not everyone is a huge fan of Nobu. I like his basic attack where he'll attack targets for a good amount of damage. Plus he has a chance to gain stealth, and he can get assist from a hand ally, and that actually means Elektra can assist him, so he synergizes well with Elektra. An Unseen Army is very nice because he summons 2 to 3 hand ninjas, and you can get a hand archer summon out of that, and then you get hand archer's utility where you can clear a bunch of positive effects from the enemy team. So I'm a big fan of his special attack right there. And if he summons in hand blade masters, that significantly increases your team's DPS because the blade masters do a lot of damage. His ultimate, Ready the Trap, where he gain 2 counter, and plus then you get to apply 1 to 2 counters to all allies. That's not that great. That's a mediocre ultimate. But I think with what he does with Shadow Strike and Unseen Army, I think he provides a lot to the team, and my Nobu is pretty well built up, so he's who I'm using. So at the end of the day, I would say Daredevil, Iron Fist, Mordo, Elektra. Then you can sort of do whatever you want with that 5th slot, but the 3 characters I think you should consider to put in that 5th slot is Hand Sentry if your team's not tanky enough, Hand Sorceress if your team needs a lot more survivability, or Nobu if you need more damage. So I hope that helps you guys clear Psylocke's campaign. She's a pretty awesome character with a lot of awesome effects. With that being said, what do I know, guys? I am just a 17-year-old. Signing off, guys.